Welcome back, Keepers. This is another episode of Keeping It Real with Jac and Ral. I am Gabrielle Dolan.
And I am Jac Phillips, who is not Gabrielle Dolan.
No, you never will be. Stop trying to pretend to be me.
It's
never going to work. Last week, we talked about how to write a killer resume. CV, portfolio of impact, whatever you want to call it. Oh my God, we are sounding like twins.
You want to be like me.
We're spending way too much time together. This week's episode is how to write a killer cover letter, which of course you often need to do to accompany your resume, CV, whatever. And also we spoke about last week that the resume sort of gets you in the door. The whole point of a resume is to get an interview.
Correct.
The cover letter is really important, I think, in the decision-making process.
It is interesting, Ral. I wonder, does everybody want a cover letter or just a CV?
Well,
I think they do want a cover letter.
I think they want a cover letter.
I haven't seen
I almost think, I don't know about you, but if I was reading 100 resumes, I would read 100 cover letters and make a decision based on that.
Do you know what I'd do? I'd definitely insist on a cover letter, particularly the one we're going to share, the formula we're going to share, and then I would just have a LinkedIn.
Yeah.
There's your CV. If you do your LinkedIn well, speaking of which.
Yeah. Well, I mean.
So many people don't update their LinkedIn, but they'll update their CV. Fools. More people look at your LinkedIn profile than you do
LinkedIn's there all the time.
Yeah.
LinkedIn, I mean, a good LinkedIn could get you a tap on the shoulder for a job.
It has for me, it has for you, it has for many people and great business as well.
And
so you're right.
We didn't discuss this last week, but the process of going through your portfolio of impact, it should be
at
pretty much replace your LinkedIn content.
That client I said to you about last week, where we were updating her CV and what a great opportunity it was to also bring in the example she will use in the interview. I said at the same time, while we're online together, face-to-face online, IRL, I said, bring up your LinkedIn and share it with me on the screen. And she updated it there and then because we'd just finished her CV.
Right.
So
look at you, action-orientated.
Oh, well, I mean, let's get things right. I mean, she had a cutoff point by which she needed to apply, so we needed to get moving. But the killer cover letter.
Yes.
Let's talk about it. What shouldn't you do in a cover letter? Because we've all done it. And as I was discussing with you what we think those points are of what not to do, I was thinking, yep, I've done that. Yep, I've done that. And yep, I've done that.
Yeah, so we want to talk about how to write a killer cover letter, not to kill your cover letter. Just thought of that then.
We use a lot of kill and death and dead, don't we, in our
laughing
podcast?
at my joke.
Oh, well.
Okay, so
he doesn't think
one way is to start off I'm writing to apply for blah-de-blah, blah,
I
blah.
wish to apply. I'd like to give you my expression of interest. So we're saying don't
do that.
Bullshit.
It's like, it's
clearly you're writing to a reply.
Like, what are you writing? You're writing to say hello.
That's like I'm writing this slowly because I know you can't read fast.
What? It's very similar to when I give people speaking advice is don't waste that precious 30 opening seconds to say, thanks everyone, I'm glad to be here, where's the toilets? Like what? Just get straight. You're going to need to get straight, like a speech, you need to get bang. You got 30 seconds to get people engaged. Cover letter, it's like your first sentence
I'm writing
is
to
critical.
Apply.
So we're not skipping I'm writing to apply for blah, 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 blah. That you're not doing that.
These are the things you're not doing. We don't want you to do that.
You are not just summarising your CV or resume. You're just not doing that either.
That makes no sense, does it? To summarise your CV in a cover letter when it is accompanying your CV.
Yeah. It's not an executive summary. An executive summary summarises the document to follow.
Correct.
This is a cover letter. It's not summarising the document to follow.
Okay.
The other one, and we think this is a really important one.
This is a beauty.
You don't want the cover letter to be making you the focus. Now, you could say, well, surely
hang on, it's about me. That's right.
But instead of making them like
it's about them.
Like their self-interest. How can you help them? How can you solve their problems? How can you help them make advantage of the opportunities? I always say, when I'm coaching people who run their own business, if you are not solving someone's problem, they are not buying from you.
Correct.
And it's the same with this.
With a cover letter. So forget I'm passionate about, ants crossing the road. Instead, how can I help more ants cross the road? How's that?
if in fact you were going for a job that was asking you.
And to get across the road. Yeah, I've had a couple of cups of coffee this morning. The brain is fired up.
Could you use a
we
more
just-
related analogy?
For our leaders and our keepers. So let's just summarise what not to do in
not to do.
a cover letter. Do not write, I'm writing to, or I wish to express my interest in. Clearly, that's what you're doing. Do not summarise your CV in the cover letter when it's accompanying the CV. Do not make you the focus. Instead, make it about them. So it's not about self-interest of the person writing it. It's about the self-interest of the reader or the employer.
Yep.
Like it.
Yep.
4 good things not to do. So what should we do?
What should we do? So that we've got a little bit of an acronym because we like an acronym.
We do. Helps us remember.
It helps us remember. And I sort of like this acronym. The acronym's PROVE.
Prove.
Which is sort of what you're trying to do in a cover letter and resume. to
Prove your
that
worth, prove your value.
You're the person for the job. So the P,
Actually, can I challenge that?
you can.
The cover letter, along with your CV, is to prove you need an interview to decide whether you are right for the job.
Okay.
And the reason I say that, Ral, is because not every job will be right for you.
yes.
All right? It's
Yes.
so important that we as, leaders with agency, leaders with some sort of personal responsibility say, well, actually, this is an interview, yes, with me, but I'm also interviewing you to see whether this will be the right fit.
Yeah.
So I think
definitely.
that's the point of the
that's
cover
a-
letter
that's-
and CV.
That's a very good challenge. I stand
Told you I had
corrected.
some coffee.
Stand corrected. And, if you do get the job interview, make sure you go listen to our previous episodes on job interviews. That's one of our,
Asking
what's interesting?
questions.
Our 2 most popular episode is, the first one is it time to quit your job? And the second most popular episode is job interviews, around job interviews. So, so the P
We have
is
more
the
than just 2
problem.
popular episodes.
Problem.
Just saying. Okay. P,
As in,
the problem.
what's their problem or what's their challenge? If it's not necessarily
Their
a problem,
being the employee,
the employer. So
that you are employer that you are writing to get a role with or expressing an interest in a
and I
role.
think the point is addressing that straight up.
I like
Can
that.
it's first of all
like
you need to do a
that.
little bit of research, so it shows this isn't it's not an obvious generic cover letter. It's going straight into addressing a problem or a challenge they have. Now, this can be really tricky because just like when I say to people, if you're not solving their problems, they're not buying from you. It's sometimes you got to go, well, what is their problem?
Well, that's a
and what
good
is
thing to ask.
potentially a problem that they're almost going, geez, yeah, that is our problem. I
That's
didn't
right.
even
So
know
you
that.
might even
So it is tricky.
You might even highlight a problem they've not thought of, or what you're doing is validating or reinforcing. You understand. You have empathy. You understand. No AI has empathy. You understand what they're going through. So
And look, you should get an idea of this in the job
Yeah.
advert,
Yeah,
you would
sure.
imagine. Especially if the job advert is about, growing market
yes, share.
share or,
Yeah.
leading a team through change. Could be like, no change is easy. Most change fails because
Nice.
of whatever.
I like it. I saw an ad for a senior sales team leader, and so I thought straight away, what could be the problem that they have? And then I came up with scaling a sales team while maintaining culture is really hard. Most companies crack at 50 people. Had done some research on that in the sales team. You're at 47. So that's highlighting to the person that's hiring for the sales leader. Oh, okay, you know stuff about the culture.
Yeah.
in
And
the
you know what
sales
that
team.
screams to me too? Confidence.
Yeah, sure.
It's literally having a point of
bullshit
view
to
and going
put it
straight
forward.
in to say,
Nice.
this is what I think the problem is.
Nice. So highlight a problem or a challenge that you're aware of. Could it be an opportunity that you're aware of?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. But
Did you know in your industry, when it comes to sales leaders today, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's quite
Definitely.
compelling, isn't it? I mean, either way, you're showing that you understand something.
Yeah. The second one, so that's the P, so the
Yep.
problem, the challenge or the opportunity,
Yep.
is showing relevant proof of achievement. So this is like the relevant,
I
this
love
is
this.
what I've done, relevant
I love
to
this.
this.
So one specific quantified achievement that speaks directly to that problem you might have highlighted before.
Yeah.
Yeah? I think that's really not a list, but maybe a story.
Yeah.
A little story, yeah? Not long. We're not talking.
No, you're talking a little micro story. And I think
sentences.
also too, and this is even when I teach people storytelling, instead of in your story going, oh, I've had experience in blah, 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 blah.
Which is in your CV.
Just go, give me one example, because that one example
killer
will
example.
speak volumes over, skimming over five.
Yeah.
Just give me one example. And you can sort of share a story like in, 2 or 3,
Sentences.
lines.
Yeah. Okay. Look, so I love stories, and you are the absolute queen of storytelling for business. What sort of story could we tell that would only be a couple of sentences that absolutely demonstrates your proof of achievement?
Yeah. Well, I think so. In the last episode, we talked about if you're sort of going, I'm good at this, this, and this, you need to have examples of each one of them that you can talk in the job interview. Once you've got, so you could come prepared by literally writing the resume or the CV with 10 examples you could share.
Yes.
I'm going to share these if I get a job interview.
Impact and your value, yeah.
I would take one of those and go, how could I really summarize this and
bring
put
it
in my
into the
cover letter?
Which is still relevant to the
It's
problem
still
that you've
relevant,
just
and
highlighted.
to me, I'd be saying what's either the biggest problem they've got, or perhaps the most important value that you think they're looking for.
Yep.
So say from the job interview, you can see that it's maybe leading change is what they're looking for.
Nice.
Or they're looking
ongoing.
for a leader that can take risks. So you want to show that you can handle risk, you can handle decisions on the fly.
Nice.
So I would think of a story like that. I coached someone. Now, they didn't use it for their cover letter, but you could just as easily use it for their cover letter, where she was going for jobs and they involved like strategic risk and handling risk.
Yeah.
And she shared a story about when she went scuba diving off the coast of Mexico and, was down, and her and her very junior buddy there was in a rip, and they were taken out. By the time they serviced, they couldn't see the boat, and her buddy was panicking, and she did all these things to help her and him survive. Now that is a great story for a job interview, but you could just you could really so it's too long for a cover letter, because if she it would be like half a page, but you can reduce it. And this is where we talk about AI. I would get AI. How can you reduce this?
Very relevant example, which is a
300-word story into a 100-word story.
A couple of sentences or something.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between her stating in her cover letter, here's how I can prove my value around risk, versus telling a personal story about it? What changes? Because she wants to put across, she understands the achievement, and she's going to deliver the proof of achievement in the cover letter. So how does it become a story?
Yeah,
What's the difference?
I think there's a couple of things you could do here. You could still use a work-related example and make it turn it into a story as opposed like case study type story. One of the benefits with a personal story in this situation is it's like anything. If you share a personal story, the science shows that you not only connected with the story, you connect with the storyteller. So there's a more of a human connection.
We want to humanize.
So we're trying to humanize our cover letter. And we're trying to stand out
from AI.
Most people won't do this.
No.
So it's an opportunity to stand out. Now also, like, it's choosing the right story. She's sharing a story about going scuba diving off the coast of Mexico.
So interesting.
Like, hello.
So interesting.
Hey,
you do take risks.
You take risks.
Yeah, sure.
And so this is, again, taking risks is part of it's in me. It's what I do. This job you're talking about, it's nothing compared to scuba diving off the coast of Mexico. So that's what a personal story can do.
Nice.
Now the key is to tie it back so it's relevant.
Yes. You don't just sort of go off on a bit of a tangent.
Random story. This is why it's relevant to proof of achievement. So I would challenge people to say sometimes the proof of achievement does not necessarily have to be a work professional story.
No, not if it's
especially when it comes to values like
relevant.
Risk or strategy.
Nice. We've done the problem. We've done the relevant proof of achievement. The next one, O, in our prove acronym is original insight, have a point of view. This is something I actually coach on all the time. So to have executive presence, you have a point of view. You have a point of view about the industry. You have a point of view about the category. You have a point of view about the future. You have a point of view about leadership. You have a point of view. It doesn't matter if it's not right. You're allowed a point of view. What a point of view does is it shows that you have some confidence in understanding and you've done some research. I loved this. Original insight, point of view.
And you know what? That could be one sentence.
Oh, again, if we want to keep this short and sharp. So with the point of view or the original insight, say something smart about the industry or the product or the market, we just said that a generic applicant wouldn't or that AI wouldn't. Again, if you want to stand out, there's another great way to do that, right?
Well, AI is not replicating your personal story about scuba diving off the coast of Mexico.
This is your actual, I've done some homework.
Yeah.
Or I've done some real thinking around this.
Yeah.
I love a point of view. I think it's a great
and
thing
it could
to
be as simple
to do
as,
some research.
in my point of view or from my experience, from my experience, I know that most change fails because of leaders' inability to communicate the strategy, not the strategy.
Or
right?
you could say,
Straight
I
away.
believe the future of the FMCG category has changed dramatically and it's going to look like X.
Yes. So,
Interesting. Okay. So that's
and again,
the O,
screams confidence to me.
Yeah, it does.
Screams originality. Now, some people might go, what if someone disagrees with that point of view?
What a
That's
great
fine.
conversation.
Great conversation. Or,
Great
if they dismiss you straight away because of that, you don't want to work with them anyway.
Going to be the right fit.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Okay, so we've got the P, problem, challenge. We've got the R, relevant proof of achievement. We've got the O, original insight or your point of view. The V, which is the values fit. And you've written on our whiteboard, which helps us, with our flow, another story with values fit.
Yeah. So this almost could be, depending on what the proof of achievement is, the relevant proof of achievement, it could be the relevant value. So what's the most important value they're thinking of? And again, if it's around they're looking for a transformational leader, well then there's you could have a story around how you've transformed something.
So this is not the place for I'm passionate about your mission. Oh my God, save me now.
Yeah.
Passionate about your mission. But instead, this is
the person reading the letter go, what mission? Do we have a mission?
This is about connecting your specific value to this opportunity, to this challenge or this problem or to this role.
Yeah.
Ideally.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know when I'm helping Jess, I mean, Jess is my daughter, 22. She's applying for grad roles. So they're not expecting a lot of job experience.
No.
Although, she's got some relevant job experience.
Actually.
I've when she writes a cover letter, I get her to include just a little mini story about how she's passionate about animals. She's looking for jobs in the agricultural science area, literally saying from when I was 4 years old, I used to catch pigeons in like daycare. Then to hypnotising a chicken, to taming a wild owl.
Nice.
You see almost like they're three little mini stories, but it's all her passion around animals. And you get someone reading, they go, hang on, catching pigeons, how the hell did you hypnotise a chicken?
That's right.
And how did you tame a wild owl?
Right. And the fact that
straight away they're going.
There's 3 stories. I like it. But she doesn't even need to say I'm passionate about animals. Clearly she's passionate about animals.
No, so she doesn't say.
That's right, because that's the generic.
The story is proving she's passionate about animals as opposed to saying I'm passionate about animals. It's like, when I was 4, I used to catch pigeons at child's school. And then I, used to hypnotise chickens, like eggs. Then I boiled eggs.
I love that. So the value fit can be a story. And again, avoid the generic BS words. Instead,
again, standing out.
It does. It helps you cut through.
Yep.
Okay, so there's our P, our R, our O, our V, and finally our E is
easy next steps.
Now, I liked this. So this is about being confident, not desperate. So this isn't, I would love an interview with you. This is, I'd love 20 minutes to explore whether this is the right fit for us. So again, coming back to what is the point of the cover letter and the CV? It is to get you in front of somebody for a conversation because you may well not want to work there. or it
Yeah.
may not be the
Yeah.
right fit. So this isn't desperation.
Yeah. What's some other easy? Is it things like? So I like that. Can you say that again though? Because that was a good one.
I'd love 20 minutes to explore whether this is the right fit for both of us.
Yeah. Would it be things? I look forward to exploring this in more detail.
I'd love the opportunity.
I like that to see if this is the right fit for both of us.
I'd love an interview to continue this conversation.
Yeah.
So we both learn more about each other.
Yeah. I actually like the if it's a right fit for both of us.
Yeah.
And I reckon I've just thought of this then. If you had like a story like, hypnotizing chickens. You could go and I'm happy to provide tips on how to hypnotize
Nice,
chickens.
as a bit of fun.
It was like a bit of fun. So again, it's
you've
all about
mentioned
standing
something
out.
and then you bring it.
And you're reading a letter like that and you go, oh, they sound pretty cool. They sound like they're fun to work with. This is, people. I talk all the time. As human beings, we make emotional decisions and we use logic to rationalize. A job interview is exactly the same. So a cover letter is almost the bridge between your resume and your job interview. But the cover letter going into the job interview, it's no longer about logical.
No.
It's about
standing out.
Will we work together?
Cutting
Do they
through.
sound like fun to work
That's
with?
right.
Do they sound
Fit
like
our culture
would fit our culture?
or interesting or
that's
unique.
emotional decisions people are making
Totally.
right
Well,
there.
it's humanising it, and straight away your cover letter will stand out compared to the AI generated.
Yeah.
Can I tell you how I stood out some years ago when an agency, a creative marketing agency, was looking for a suit? So
They said that?
Yes, that was actually the headline in the ad in the newspaper, and that's how long ago it was.
Is it like just so chauvinistic or
No, it's not.
this was in the
So let me
this
help
was in the
you.
90s when
No, still exists today. Listen.
Right. Okay, listen.
In the advertising industry and marketing industry, but advertising particularly, agency world there are two types of people. There are the creatives and there are the suits.
Oh,
So the suits are the account management, client relationship people.
Yep.
And the creatives are the creatives.
Yep.
Both parties work together to achieve outstanding marketing communications, right?
Mm-hmm.
This particular agency was in WA many years ago, advertised in the newspaper, that's how long ago it was, suit required, and then listed what they were looking for. I sent in a suit. I had a blue pinstripe suit and I tucked my CV in hard copy, because again, this is pre sort of internet days, into the pocket of the suit and put one additional page, which was my cover letter, and I said, you need to interview the person that fits this suit because they're the person
gold
that fits this agency. Please see the cover letter and I look forward to hearing from you.
Did you get the job?
I got the job.
Oh my God.
So how did I stand out?
Only you could do that.
What's that?
Only you could do that, I reckon.
Rubbish. Anyone can do that.
Not you were bloody sassy way back then.
What did I have to lose?
And you know what? That's a really good point.
They
What have you got
called
to
within
lose?
24 hours. Well, I'll tell you what I lost. I lost money in getting the suit couriered in there.
Yeah, okay. Did you get the suit back?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
I did. It was a good suit too. I wore it for many years. And they called me within 24 hours and I had an interview within 48 hours.
Yeah.
And they interviewed me before they interviewed anyone else. They did interview a couple of other people,
Yeah.
but they said I absolutely had the right cultural fit, which was I stood out and I was prepared to push boundaries and I was unique. So again, it's that
I
ability
reckon that
to
that
stand
shows.
out.
And I mean, like people might not be sending in a suit, but what you've shown is you knew instinctively it's marketing. They're looking for people who with
Creative.
fresh ideas, who are creative, who do things differently.
Correct.
So you could write in a letter, I've got fresh ideas.
Yeah, that's right. But here I demonstrate
you
that.
demonstrate. So you demonstrated one of the key values that they were looking for.
Yeah.
The cultural fit, because I'd imagine they thought,
Yeah.
oh, well, she's
She's a
like
bit of
bloody
fun.
bit of fun. And so you're
they're right.
you're demonstrating that
Correct.
in a very human way
right.
that makes you stand out. And so you can, that's what we're trying to say, do that in the cover letter.
So there's also, I mean, what stops us from also doing that today? Actually,
Yeah.
given there is so much technology and there is so much soft copy, what about sending in something physical? What
Yeah.
about doing something a bit clever?
Yeah.
You know? So
Especially if the job is around.
creativity.
Yes.
Every job should be about creativity.
Yeah.
Shouldn't just be in the creative industries. Anyway,
Anyway.
we digress.
That
do you write
that was a
killer
good summary.
cover letter?
Yeah.
And I think
Okay.
we've given some really good
All right.
tips.
So just go through that again. The
Prove.
anagrams prove problem
Correct.
or challenge or opportunity.
Yeah, acronym, I think it
I
is.
said anagram.
You did. That's okay. You're human, love.
I did that deliberately to show
you
that
did.
I'm not an AI bot using the wrong
You and your
words.
big bot.
Relevant proof of achievement
Nice.
is the R. Original insight or point of view. Love that.
Is the O.
Values fit
Is the story
and
with that.
potentially use a story around that. And
the V.
easy next steps, which is I look forward to discussing this
Together.
together to make sure it's the right fit for both of us.
of
I think
us.
the right fit for both of us is
nice.
a killer.
So don't write, I'm writing
And
too.
a bit of humour.
Don't summarise your CV. Don't make you the focus instead of them. And I reckon you've got a killer cover letter right there.
And on that, combine your killer cover letter with your killer resume,
CV or
proof
of
of
impact.
portfolio of impact,
Portfolio
and you end up with a killer job.
Love it.
Excellent.
Let's kill this episode.
All right, let's kill this episode. We're rambling on. Thanks, keepers. Hope this is of value. Again, please rate and share us if you like to, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
You've been listening to another episode of Keeping It Real with Jac and Ral. If you like what you've heard, don't forget to tell others about it and give a 5-star review. They may seem confident, but they really are sensitive 5-star needy souls. Yeah, right. Keeping It Real, created by Jack Phillips and Gabriel Dolan. Produced by Keehlan Ferrari-Brown. And this really real voiceover, spoken by Richard Phillips.